Hello, my name is Rovel Gaither and welcome to my YouTube channel. So today on my channel, I'm going to be bringing you guys along on a process of me making this really cool handbag. And this is one of the most unique and interesting bags that I have made, and one of the best bags that I've made so far in my career. Like, I love this piece so much and I'm just so shocked that I actually even made this. And it's just one of the best ones that I've done. It's like all of my work in one piece, but better. So I'm gonna go ahead and show the bag that I'm making in this video and talk about it. So let's do that. So this is the bag that I make in this video. And do you see the freaking handle on this bag? Like, this is some of my sickest work yet. I've never seen anything like this before, as in the shape of the bag and the handle. Like, this is completely unique all the way from top to bottom. So I did this really cool curved handle, and I also did this nice curved design on the front and the back to kind of match the shape of the handle and the bag. And it's just so dope. I love the colors as well. It's a really cool color combo on this one. It's 3 different shades. So we have the dark blue, light blue, and then the medium blue. And then I also did this really nice double zip pull right there, and it has like a navy blue zipper tape with a silver coil. And I just love how this bag came out. Now, this bag is a handbag, so it's made to be worn by holding it by the handle, or you can put it on your arm like this. It doesn't have a strap because I didn't think this bag would look nice worn on the body, like crossbody or just that type of style. This was more handbag style to me. So I really love this bag. And if you do want to stick around and watch me make this, please do make sure you give this video a big thumbs up, leave a comment down below, let me know what you think. Make sure you subscribe and hit that bell notification as well. And let's get into the video. All right, so it is currently April 17th and I'm about to do this, or start production finally. It feels like I've been doing pre-production and patterning for forever, but I'm finally starting on this bag. And this bag design is so dope. This is probably gonna be one of my craziest designs. I really love it. I've really been into like a curvy, just fun, playful silhouette vibe lately. So that's what I've been doing recently in the stuff that I've been designing. So I'm gonna go ahead and show the sketch so you can see what the vibe for this piece is. And again, my sketches have been so insane. I've been loving how they've been coming out. So this is what this piece is going to look like. As you can see, this is going to be amazing. This is really unique. I love the shape on this piece. It's just amazing. And the handle detailing on here with the curve is so insane. And I think this is gonna look really dope. So it's gonna be a mixture of light blue, medium blue, and then a really dark indigo blue denim. And it's gonna be amazing. I have all of my stuff already prepped. So this is kind of the handle prepped right here. And essentially what I did was I just cut out the handle this shape. I interfaced it with a heavy. I did a front and a back part. So I'm gonna pretty much essentially sew it together. And I hemmed the raw edges in, so you can't see the raw edges. This is what it would look like on the outside. So it's gonna be a clean, nice look. And so all the handles are prepped. I have the zipper piece, and then I also have all of the overlaying pieces right here. I did the same thing with the overlaying pieces. So this is the back side where I hemmed that edge, and this is the front side. So this is the body. I love the shape on the body of this. This is so interesting. It almost reminds me of like the AirPod Max, like the over the head AirPod Max case or something like that. I don't know why I get that vibe, but like Apple Vision Pro. It reminds me of Apple for some reason. I don't know why. And I also went ahead and sewed up a test piece for this pattern as well, and it came out really amazing. I didn't do the curved handle on this just because I thought it would be too much, but I did kind of map out the detailing and just to get an idea of what the shape and size would look like and make sure the pattern works. So it came out really amazing. So I'm super excited. Now, the first thing that I need to do, again, everything is already prepped, all my embroidery and stuff. So I did a template. As you know me, I love a good template. I've been doing a lot of overlays in my designs, meaning that I've been using a lot of templates. So essentially, I'm gonna take the template, lay it on top of my front and back body piece. I have the holes poked where all of the overlaying pieces are supposed to be, and I'm gonna take a chalk pencil, dot the holes, remove this, and then connect the lines, and then essentially line up all of my overlay pieces so that they're all consistent and they line up where they need to be. And again, like I've been saying recently, I've really been getting into using Adobe Illustrator to create some of my patterns just for practice and because I can get really amazing shapes on there. And it's really taken my pattern making to another level. So the body of this bag, the main body of the bag I made on Illustrator, but like the handle detail and then the overlaying pieces, I all made that the pattern for that by hand. So I've been mixing digital pattern with physical pattern making, and it has just taken my work to the next level. I'm really excited. for this, like, I can't believe I waited this long to use pattern making digitally, because I thought it was like cheating, which it kind of still feels like it, but it's just working smarter and also just advancing my work and bringing it into different spaces. So it's really cool. So that was kind of a little side note, but now again, I'm going to start on doing the overlay pieces and marking out my lines, and that's what you're going to see. So let's do that. All right, so I'm about to start mapping out my dots on here, and I'm using this water erasable pen because this is a light blue denim, and the chalk pencils that I have do not show up good on here, and I'm really nervous to use this. I tested it and it worked, but I'm still nervous to use this on a light blue. So hopefully this removes really good. If not, I'm gonna have to cut out new pieces for this, and it's gonna be really annoying. But yeah, we're gonna test out this and hopefully it works. All right, so I went ahead and sewed on the first overlay pieces, and it looks freaking amazing. I love it already. Like, this is gonna be so freaking dope. I did the double stitch on this side. As you can see, it looks a little bit more, the color pops a little bit more than on this side, because I only did the double stitch on this side versus this one, because this is gonna be covered by the light blue. So now I'm gonna go ahead and do the templating for the other overlaying pieces. So that's what I'm about to do. All right, so it's the next day, and I went ahead and sewed on the fronts and my name tag to this. I'm gonna actually end up seam ripping this off and adjusting it a little bit because it's a little crooked. I have to raise this side up a little bit higher, so I already seam ripped it like 2 times and adjusted it, and it's still a little crooked, so I'm gonna go in and fix it again. Hopefully it's the last time I have to do it. So this is what the front's looking like. This is what the back is looking like. And last night I went ahead and also attached the, I didn't fully attach it, I just kind of stuck it together, the front and the back of the handles. So essentially what I did was I just used some double-sided tape and liquid stitch and kind of stuck them together, and overnight I had some weight sitting on them so that it can kind of hold together and stay down. And I was really nervous that it would kind of not line up perfectly, but it did, and it's amazing. The quality on it feels so good, and it's not even like sewn down yet, so really good quality handle. I'm really excited for this. So I'm gonna go ahead and sew the handle together, and I'm gonna do a double stitch on this. So the way that I'm thinking of doing it is I'm gonna go around it once and kind of have it attached, and then I'm gonna figure out where I want to kind of stop the stitching for where I want to sew it on, because essentially it's gonna be sewn on here. Hold on, let me put this on, and I'm gonna have to sew from a certain point to stop it so that it's not all, I don't know how to explain it, but I'll kind of show once I do it. But this is looking so freaking dope already. I love it, and it's gonna look so amazing when I put the piping on, and the dark blue is gonna like tie everything in and just make it look so cohesive. And this design is gonna be so sick. Like, I can't believe the stuff that I'm making. So I'm going to go ahead and sew up the handles, and I'm going to do the name tag probably off camera because I don't feel like showing that part again. But yeah, I'm going to sew up the handles, and then I'll check back in once I do all that. So let's get to it. All right, so I went ahead and sewed the handles together, and the quality on this feels really good. And I made the handles 3/4 inches in width. It's not 1 inch. I was gonna do a 1 inch, but I thought it was a little bit too big, so the 3/4 holds really comfortably in the hand. So together, I did have a little bit of difficulties the first few go arounds, and had to seam rip like 3 times just to get the tension correct and make sure everything was aligned right, but it did end up coming out nicely. And I am still gonna do a double stitch. I just wanted to do the first layer of stitching first to get it attached. So now what I need to do is I'm gonna have to figure out how far I want the stitching on the actual bag to be, because essentially I'm gonna go ahead and show you kind of what's, first of all, this looks insane. Like, this is so dope. So I need to attach this lower part of the curve of the handle to the bag, so it's, you know, actually attached, but we're not attaching this top part. So I need to figure out how high up on the handles I want the stitching to go on the bag to stop. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna take my template and lay it on top of the body piece and then mark out where the curve needs to be. And then I'm gonna kind of figure out measurement wise how far down or how far up I want the stitching to go on that, and then rivet placement as well. Hopefully it's nothing too crazy. I'm gonna have to use a little bit of my brain for this part, because I need to make sure that I have enough room for the handle to move for sewing it together, and that it also just looks decent. So I'm gonna go ahead and do that, and that's about to see. So let's get into that. All right, so I went ahead and added this stitching onto the top portion of the handle, and I left the bottom part plain again because that's where I'm going to double stitch essentially on the handle, but stitch it to attach it to the actual bag. So I would start there, go all the way, and then it would attach it to the bag, but it would still give it a double stitch look, and it's gonna look consistent on the handle all the way throughout. That was one of the only ways I could think to get this done, and it's probably the best way. And then I'll also add a rivet on here as well once I get that on. So I already have the little markings marked out where, I don't know if you can see, they're kind of light because I didn't want to do it too dark on a light denim, but where the handle should hit essentially. So I'm gonna go ahead, map this out, and then sew that on, and put the rivets, and then I'll check back in. So let's do that. All right, so I went ahead and attached the handles on, and it was actually really easy. And as you can see, it looks super clean and consistent all the way around. I freaking love this so much. This design, I'm gonna keep talking about it throughout the video. She's taking it. This design is taking it. She's eating down. Like, I love this so much. So now what I'm gonna go ahead and do is I'm gonna put the rivets in, and I actually just went out and bought an awl. I'm gonna try to use this to poke the holes because this is really thick, and I know that my hole puncher will have a hard time going through it. And typically when I poke through stuff that's too thick, I break it. I've been through 3 of those hole punchers. I'm on like my 4th one, and I don't want to break this one, so I'm gonna use this awl. I went to Lowe's and got it now, so hopefully this works decently. I think that it will. And I'm gonna use that to poke the holes for the rivets. And yeah, I'm kind of nervous because I don't know how this is gonna work. I've never used one of these. I'm so used to using the hole puncher, so hopefully this does do the job and it doesn't mess up what the fuck I just did, because I will be very upset if it does. But yeah, so that's what I'm about to do, and then put the rivets in, and then I'll check back in and show you what it's looking like. All right, so I went ahead and added in the rivets, and honestly, it wasn't that bad using the awl. It was a little different because I'm so used to using the actual hand press, which is called the little crocodile thing that I use. And this is what the back is looking like. Again, it looks amazing. So now the next step that I'm gonna go in and do is I am going to add the piping around the exterior. And for the piping, I'm using the dark blue. And I feel like this, when I designed it, I specifically wanted to use the dark blue because I felt like it would kind of tie all of the colors together and make it look really nice and cohesive, and just, it's gonna tie everything in together beautifully. So I'm gonna do the piping, and for the piping cover, which is the part that goes on the bottom and use it to fold over the raw edges so you don't see it, I kind of rounded the edge. I made this pattern really quickly to round the edge so that it'll fit around this perfectly, because I didn't want to have a flat edge and then have to slash it and try to fit it. So I just did the bottom and I'll fold it over and then stitch it that way. I think it'll be a little bit easier. So yeah, I'm gonna go ahead, attach the piping, and then I'll check back in and let you know what we're gonna do next. So far this project's going pretty good. I'm at 6 hours and 5 minutes into this for production, and I'm loving it. The quality on this is actually insane. Again, this I feel like is some of my best work, and I'm just so happy with how this is coming out. So I'm about to start on the piping, and let's get to it. All right, so I went ahead and added the piping all around the exterior of it, and I love how it just makes all the colors so cohesive and nice. So this is the front, and then this is the back piece right here, and this is the little bottom piping cover that I was talking about that covers the raw edge. So now that I have this done, I'm going to start on the zipper panel, and this is the color zipper that I'm going with for this bag. It is a navy blue with a silver coil, and I'm doing a double zip pull, and I think this color is going to look really cool with the light blue denim that I'm using for the zipper panel on this. So I'm using the light blue for the zipper panel, and then this is going to be contrasting against that, and I'm using this color for the gusset. So this is what's going to be like the bottom portion of the bag, and I have to sew the lining together the way that I'm sewing this bag or assembling it. I have to sew the lining with the zipper panel and along with the whole entire bag, if that makes sense. Instead of sewing the exterior and then the lining, I have to sew them together at the same time. So for the lining, I'm doing red, and I know I typically don't like to do red because I feel like it's just the basic color that people associate luxury with, but this color looks amazing with these color combos. Like it's gonna be insane. I cannot do it. Sorry. But yeah, so I'm doing red on the inside of this. So I'm gonna go ahead and start on the zipper panel and sewing up the gusset and all that stuff. And then I might end there for the night, and then I'll check back in tomorrow and let you know how everything went and what's going on. So let's do that. All right, so it's the next day, and I went ahead and finished sewing up the zipper gusset for this, and this is one of the best gusset panels that I've done in a really long time. Every time I do a new gusset panel, I say that because I feel like I try a new little technique and make it a little bit better. And this one is just the best. Like it lines up amazingly, and I think it also equates to using the digital pattern as well, and using that to help make perfect pattern shapes. So this is what it looks like. We got the is it focusing? I cannot tell. It's focusing on me and I want it to focus on. We have the navy blue zipper tape with the silver coil, the medium blue gusset, and then the inside with the red. And it just looks really good. I did a double zip pull, and this is now done. So what I need to do now is, because the way again that I'm sewing this together, assembling it, it all needs to be sewn at once. So I'm gonna start on the lining. Again, we're doing the red. So for the inside of this one, it's gonna be a zipper pocket, slip pocket, the usual that I typically do. And I need to figure out what color zipper I want to do for this one. I don't know yet. I gotta figure that out. I want to do something kind of fun, but not, you know, I feel like I don't want it to be like really Superman-y, because I feel like with the red and the blues, it can almost look kind of Superman-esque really quickly, and I don't want to do that. So yeah, I'm gonna be careful about that. And then it's gonna have the slip pocket, and I love the shape. It's so dope. So yeah, I'm gonna go ahead, figure out what zipper color that I want to do, start on the lining, attach that, and then I'll check back in and show you what's next. And this has really been a decent project. I'm really taking my time with this piece. And the thing that I've been realizing, not realizing lately, but like kind of focusing on, is now that I kind of have the basic understanding of bag making, kind of taking the time to perfect my techniques and the way that I do things, like make sure my stitching is perfect. And sometimes when I would make a mistake or like do something, I'd be like, oh, it's not too bad, and I'll just leave it. But now it's like I'm really taking the time to kind of perfect it and make things as best as I can. So I'll be like, even if I have to seam it 4 times, do that. And there's been a few times where I did have to do that on this bag, like seam it 4 times to get it right. And just really taking the time to perfect a really beautiful piece. I feel like it's been making my work a lot better. So really take my time with this one, and I'm really happy with how it's looking. Again, this is what the front's looking like. I love it. This is so dope. Like, oh my gosh, I am so excited with the stuff that I'm doing. And yeah, so I'm gonna go ahead and start on the lining, and then I'll check back in. So yeah. All right, so I went ahead and sewed up the zipper pocket and the slip pocket and attached my name tags and everything, and it looks super clean. I love how it looks. I decided to go with a black zipper tape with a silver coil, and I did white contrast top stitching on the stitching for this as well. And then I put my name tag on the inside of the zipper pocket. And then I also did the slip pocket right here. I also added silver rivets off camera, but it's a little pocket, and it's looking really good. And I will say this is the first time that I've ever had a lining piece align perfectly with the exterior, because again, the way that I do this, I have to base the lining to the exterior, and by making it digitally, I was able to get the perfect size and measurements, and it's the same throughout. Typically the lining is a little bit smaller and it's hard and it never really lines up fully to the edge, but this is actually really good. So this is the little stuff that I'm talking about when I say that digital pattern making is really going to take my stuff to a next level, just making it easier for me personally. So now I'm gonna go ahead and baste from the exterior. I'm gonna do a basting stitch along this exterior, the exterior right here. And what it's gonna do is it's gonna tack the lining down, and then I'll sew the gusset around it. So I'm gonna do that for the back, and then I'm also gonna do that for the front as well. So let's go ahead and do that. Also, this is a little sneak peek of what the color my semi look like. This is so dope. But yeah, let's go ahead and do that. All right, so I went ahead and basted on the lining pieces to the exterior pieces, and please ignore this little sunspot right here. My lighting situation when the sun starts to set in my studio is very annoying. I have yet to put the curtains up to block the top window, but yeah, please ignore that. But this is the front, and then we have the back for this one, and then we have the front side and then the back for this one. So it's looking really amazing. And now what I need to do is sew on the actual gusset panel piece. And I really hope this isn't too bad. I don't think it should be. I also hammered down, I don't know if you can kind of see, it might have like a little glossy hammered down look, but I kind of hammered down the areas where I thought it would be kind of thick and harder to sew over. So like right here where the handle kind of meets, or where this overlaps, and like the piping cover, like the areas where it's thick, I hammered it down to kind of flatten it and make it easier to sew through. So I don't think it'll be too bad, but we will see. So yeah, I'm gonna go ahead, sew the zipper gusset on, and then I will check back in and let you know what's up next. So let's do that. All right, so I went ahead and sewed the bag together, and honestly, it wasn't that bad. I will say it was not that bad. Sewing around the curves it wasn't too difficult, because these curves aren't really that crazy curvy-worthy. So curvy-worthy. These curves aren't that crazy, so it wasn't too difficult to go around. So now what I need to do is do the bias binding. So I cut out strips of the waterproof canvas, because that's what I use for the lining, and I only cut it out wide enough to where I only have to fold it over once, because waterproof canvas doesn't really fray, so I don't have to hem the raw edges. But I don't like doing binding with this because it doesn't have any stretch to it. So it's really hard to do binding and difficult sometimes because it doesn't like to stretch So it does get a lot of puckering in it. And I'm not the best at binding, so it's one of my least favorite parts. But I'm gonna go ahead and do this. And then essentially that would be the last step. I would have to turn it right side out after that. But yeah, I'm literally almost done. And this is, I can tell this is going to be one of my holy grail bags so far. My voice cracked, but this is going to be one of my best bags that I've done so far. And I'm just so excited. I can't wait to be done. So I'm gonna go ahead and do the binding, and then I'll turn the bag right side out and then check back in. So let's get into it. All right, so it's been a couple of days since I finished up the bag, and I love how this bag came out so much. I'm not lying when I say this is some of my best work and the best that I have done. I mean that with my whole heart, and being like, this is the best bag that I have done. Like, I actually can't believe that I made this, and it's insane. So I previewed this bag on my Instagram. Typically when I finish up a new bag, I first post it to Instagram. I do like a story, and like I'll preview it, and I'll do like a video with some music in the background. And this design got the best feedback that I've gotten in a really long time. And I typically don't pay it. It means a lot, but I also don't try to let other people's opinions of my designs affect how I feel about it. But it was really nice to see a bunch of people feel the same way about this bag that I have, in just terms of saying how unique it is, that, you know, it's just really cool. Like, some of my, even people was like, this is the best one yet. And I agree 100%. Like, this is the best that I have done. And I feel like this is just me like leveling up a little bit. It's what it feels like, essentially. So I'm gonna go ahead and do some cool little shots and do like a voiceover of the product. So I really love the overall design of the bag. Like, the design is just amazing. Like, if you just look at it, it's complete eye candy. Like, it's just amazing to look at. But the curve of the handle is my favorite part of this bag. And it was really, I think it's my favorite part because it was a challenge for me, and really just figuring out how I was gonna do it and just actually doing it. And it's really unique. Like, it's just so unique. I don't think I've ever seen a handle on a bag like this, especially with denim. And I love the curve on the front, and I love the back of it as well. It looks so amazing. And I also do like the zipper. I think the zipper, the color that I chose, goes really good with all of the colors together, and also looks good with the dark blue indigo denim. Even though it is a different shade, I like how it looks. And on the bottom of this bag, I didn't put purse feet or any bottom support. I just left it kind of plain because the way that the curve is on the bottom, it just really didn't make any sense for me to do any of that. But yeah, this bag is honestly, again, one of the best. It came out so good, and the shape of the bag is just, also, I keep forgetting to talk about that, but just the shape of the bag as well. It has like a really nice rounded, curvy, wonky vibe to it, and it's just beautiful. So I'm gonna go ahead and show the inside because I know I'm not gonna be able to get any shots. But the inside, again, is that red that I decided to go with. It's also waterproof, and it has the zipper pocket back here with my interior logo. And then when you turn it around to this side, it has a little slip pocket, and then the whole entire center compartment. So this is not a huge bag, but it is big enough to hold pretty much whatever anyone would need to hold every day, like your phone, wallet, keys, chapstick, perfume, other little stuff like that. And it's perfect for that. And I really like it. The quality on the handle is really, really good too. I talked about it a little bit earlier on in the video, but it feels like it's just really good. And I was worried at first that I didn't make this part of the handle wasn't long enough, so when you held it, that it would like pull like this, and it kind of does, but it doesn't do it as much as I thought it did. I thought it would, and it's the perfect length. And I'm glad I didn't make it longer, because I think it would kind of make it look weirder if I did make it longer. But yeah, I love this bag so much. And when I showed it, a lot of people was saying that it kind of reminds them of the Taurus and the bull and stuff. And I was like, I actually see it, and it's perfect because Taurus season just started like maybe a day before I had previewed it. So a lot of people were DMing me like Taurus emojis and saying that it reminds them of that. So I think I might kind of name it something after that. Someone recommended the name Denim Bully because the Taurus and the bull. So I was like, I kind of like that, so I might go with that one. I don't know yet if that's going to be the official name, but I need to figure it out because I'm dropping this in 2 days. So Yeah, but yeah, this bag is going to be retailing for $735 on my website. It is available right now if you're watching this video when it first drops. If you're watching this video months or years later, I can't say if it's going to be up, but $735 with the shipping and dust bag included. I think it's a very good price for this. I thought it was honestly going to be a little bit more pricier, but I think it fits the size and everything about this bag. So $735, and I'm going to rate the difficulty of this project. I'm going to have to give it... And you know what's crazy? It really wasn't that difficult. It wasn't a difficult design. I feel like more so figuring out how I was gonna execute it in the patterning stage, and certain parts were a little difficult, but actually sewing it wasn't that bad. So yeah, I'm gonna rate this at like maybe a 6.5 out of 10, because again, it really wasn't that bad. But yeah, so this is the bag that I make. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Please make sure to give this video a big thumbs up, leave a comment down below. Let me know what you think about the project. Make sure you like, subscribe, and hit that bell notification so that you can be notified when I upload any of my future projects or any videos that I may put up here on my channel. And make sure you follow my social medias. Those are going to be linked down below in the description box as well. And my website's also going to be linked down below as well if you're interested in purchasing this bag or just any bags that I might make. And that's really all that I have to say. So I thank you guys for watching this video, and I will see you in my next one. Deuces.